O Canada is no stranger to change. Long before it was selected as Canada's official national anthem, it was practically Canadian tradition to sing custom verses and variations as a means of peacefully rousing and rallying citizens in support of freedom. Although O Canada had been a rallying call since 1880, it did not become Canada's national anthem until 100 years later, in 1980. Be the changes distant or recent, and whether or not one agrees with them, changes were always done with at least the stated intention of unifying the citizens in a time of opposition through song. The greatest unifying power of such a song is its ability to remind, realign, and rally each citizen, true of heart, to fulfill their civic duty. Though Canada is essentially the confederation of several nations into one larger union, with British being the dominant culture, it was, believe it or not, originally the Lieutenant Governor of Quebec who commissioned the work. It was actually intended for the Saint Jean-Baptiste Day celebrations in Quebec City. Its performance was to honor the Congrès National des Canadiens Français. It was not until 1901, with the playing of O Canada for visiting British monarchs, that the song became more formally and prominently introduced to English-speaking Canada. It then became a common rallying call for citizens to unite as one nation, freshly forged under God, and stand on guard together as the true North, strong and free. Later, as the song became increasingly popular in English Canada, many English adaptations of its original French lyrics were created and sung, further rallying Canada. Not long after the horrors of the Great War, an official form was published for the Diamond Jubilee of Confederation in 1927 that was based upon a pre-war 1908 version. It became the most widely accepted and performed version in English-speaking Canada. Enjoying such a long duration of peace, few modifications were made all the way up to the National Anthem Act of 1980. The official French version still has the original French lyrics, remaining unchanged since 1880. The most recent decade has brought division to many within Canada. Symptomatically of this division, legislation was enacted in 2018 to change the English lyrics to address perceived gender inequalities. The English verse, "True patriot love and all thy sons command," was changed to "True patriot love and all of us command," with no change being made to the French version. Whether or not one agrees with the changes or not is hardly the point of this message. Only that all who support freedom must stand together for peace once again and unify through song. For this is the very essence of what it means to be Canadian, and it can be felt by any and all who lift up their voice in defense of freedom. That from far and wide, within and out of the geographic boundaries of this vast land, all who are true of heart embody the Canadian spirit. So I ask you, regardless of your political allegiance, who stands on guard with me? In keeping with Canadian tradition, please stand if able, and join in the singing of the Woe Canada rally verse, immediately followed by whichever main verse you prefer of Canada's official national anthem, O Canada.